Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Maria and I make personal development content here on YouTube. And so in today's video, I wanted to come on here and talk about one of the main reasons why I find that we have so much conflict and honestly the same conflicts in our relationships. And that reason is because we haven't taken the time to heal. We haven't taken the time to heal. We haven't taken the time to gain new knowledge, which is part of healing. We have not taken the time to address the true root and the true problem that's going on. We haven't even taken the time to discover what's really going on. We just go from relationship to relationship and expect things to be different. Not only that, but we also go from relationship to relationship thinking that, oh, obviously this person just wasn't my person. Obviously this person just was not for me. And yes, in some situations, that's very true. This person obviously was not for you. But I think sometimes as humans, we can get defeated easily. Where we feel like if we're just having too much conflict, obviously, you know what, we're just not meant to be. And it's really about, if you are in a relationship right now, I'm going to speak to you in a second. But if you're not in a relationship right now, I just wanted to say this briefly. Do not allow, you know what, actually this goes for both. Do not allow your failed relationships to go to waste. Your failed relationships should be teaching you about your values. They should be teaching you about the things that you want to see, the things that are important to you, so that you don't continue to go from relationship to relationship with the same issues and the same problems. So let me give you an example. For me, I have been in a relationship before where I have not been emotionally supported. And when I was in that relationship, it felt like very like emotionally lonely, emotionally isolating, because it's just like, okay, like anytime I want to talk about my feelings or anytime I want to talk about how things are making me feel, it's just kind of like dismissed and just kind of like, oh, like, just not important. And so that is an example of something that I said, okay, when I get into a new relationship, that's something I'm going to look out for, because I cannot allow myself to go through this again because I already know how it feels. And so when I really took the time to heal and pay attention to these things, I said, um, I am feeling and I am accepting this emotional loneliness, and it's stemming from some sort of trauma. And so as I delved deeper into that, I was able to identify where it was coming from. But if I hadn't done that and I would have just taken that as like, oh, this person just is not for me, I wouldn't have been able to actually identify what is for me and what is valuable to me, because I could have easily just said, okay, they're not emotionally available, and I just need someone who's emotionally available. But then I don't know what emotional available looks like. I'm just saying, I just can just tell that they're not emotionally available, but I just don't know what that looks like. Well, I know what it looks like because when I'm able to articulate what it is that I need, that is when I know that's what I'm looking for. But if you don't take out the time to actually say, okay, I need someone who, when I go to them and I tell them that something that they did made me feel a certain type of way, that they're not going to just say, I don't care, I don't want to hear it. But again, if I didn't take the time to do that, it would have just been like, oh, well, that person just was not for me. And what typically happens in those instances is you get to this point where you start to just think that the person isn't for you, but the reason why they're not for you is stemming from the fact that they're not emotionally available, which then causes other issues, right? So you may be resentful because that person is not emotionally available. So then you guys may get into little tit for tat arguments. And then you may start to realize that because they're not emotionally available, you don't trust them with making certain decisions. So then now you start to nag them about the decisions that they make. And so now it just becomes like this whole big thing. And now guys are just butting heads all the time. And you're saying, yeah, he's just not for me because he doesn't listen to anything I say. Versus, I realized that he's not emotionally available. And I spoke with him about this. And when I tried to speak with him about this, he dismissed me. And that is why I know that I need someone who is going to be emotionally supportive. But here's the other thing: be there emotionally and connected, but also be willing to change. And that's another value. Not somebody that speaks about being willing to change, but someone that actually takes the actions to do that. And that's another value that you will be able to identify if you take out that time to do that. But I find that a lot of times we just go from relationship to relationship and we don't take the time to really figure out what we need. And the more you go along with just saying he or she just was not for me, rather than identifying what about that person that was missing, what aspect of that person that was missing that you needed, and you diving deeper into why you needed that, then that is when you're able to say, I'm looking for this in someone else, and I will be able to find this in someone else. And so that is the important part of not allowing your failed relationships to go to waste. Like, nothing is a waste. Everything is a purpose, and you gotta be willing to take from every experience that you have, because if you don't take from it, what did you really gain? Is it really is an experience if you don't take anything from it and you're not able to apply it to something else, into something new? And so that to me is so important. And I felt like it was important for me to come on here and share with you is that the reason why a lot of times we find ourselves in the same situations and we're just like, dang, like I really can't find somebody, or dang, I really can't like figure it out, is because we are going from the same situation to the same situation in just a different person, a different body. And so, what it takes is for you to personally develop, as my forte is, personally develop. You gotta look within and you gotta figure out, why am I attracted to this type of person? What trauma am I speaking from in this area? And why am I accepting this? And how do I now stop accepting this? And how do I now take from this experience and forgive myself for not knowing, apply the new knowledge that I have once you get the new knowledge, because you got to do that first, and then make better decisions going forward. And that is how you get out of that pattern of keep doing the same things over and over and over again. But you got to get the new knowledge. You got to get the new knowledge. Like, it's on you. At what point do you stop saying, oh, men are not crap or women are not crap, and you start saying, this is on me. If I want what I say that I want, a healthy relationship, I gotta take it upon myself to evaluate what has been holding me back. And the only thing that's been holding you back is you and your personal development. So that's really it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check my description box down below. And check out my services, my websites, my blog posts, all of those things. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.